I want to see how like seasoned musicians like you like still get on stage and have that fun of playing and improvising, like when we're kids and I'm like, hey, do you want to come and play with me? That idea of playing.
Well, I mean, jazz is actually, we say we're playing music.
Exactly.
So we're working at music. But it's not that it's work, but it does take, you need to transcend the knowing the music so that you can have more fun playing it. If you're thinking too much about the music, it's like improvising. You know, if I think about what I'm saying, all of a sudden I go da 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 da, so you get stuck in it. So playing is really important to be prepared so you can play. But here we go, wonderful, thank you. Oh, Anna, perfect. And yes, and I think it's important for the education of kids too to realize that it is fun. And I had a show called Petit École de Jazz that I did Jazz Festival for 30 years. And we brought a lot of kids, and their kids aren't kids anymore. They're like 40 years old. And they remember the show, and they remember being inspired. There's a couple of really well-known artists who were really kids, and they saw the fun of it, and ended up being this one gentleman, I forget his name, he made a comment on radio. I wish I could remember. He's really well-known. He was playing at the festival, and he said he came here because of, he came into jazz because of Petit École, because he saw the fun of the music. So hopefully the people get that vibe of the fun.
Have that sense of bringing classical, which is so usually, I'll call it square, you know, like where when you're doing classical concert, usually you're not starting to improvise everywhere because the whole band has practiced this that way, and then you mix it with this jazz. Like,
I think classical music, I mean, there's so many ties in between the two musics. I mean, jazz comes, I'm going to talk about tonight about that. Some of these things I'm doing are definitely come from, my influence definitely comes from classical music to me to jazz, because you need to study many things in classical music, but the styles are super similar. The difference is that one, there's improvisation. There used to be in classical, but now it's kind of a long gone in the art form. Other people still doing it, but it's not really part of the concert scene. You know, it's like some person off the side who's doing this fringe festival. They play the repertoire, and it is pretty strict. And the jazz repertoire has improvisation in it. So that's one of the big differences about it. And the other difference is the rhythm. You know, there's just classical has a much more straight rhythm, and jazz has a swing rhythm or a Latin swing rhythm or a syncopated rhythm, and those rhythms are improvised as well. So it's all part of the learning. But the chords and the harmony are pretty simple. I'm going to be talking tonight about Chopin. You know, Chopin is basically very the linear aspect of Chopin is just like a jazz solo. And the harmony of Bach is very much like a harmony of a jazz piece. You know, they're very similar, but it's the swing.
Amazing that you can bring that and also maybe have people renew with that classical aspect to it, you know, like, and rediscover these songs.
I mean, it'll be interesting tonight because I'm really trying a few. I'm doing so tonight. I'm doing this afternoon. I'm taking a piece from the jazz repertoire, but I'm improvising classically on it. And I mean classically is that I'm improvising without a swing feeling, like a very straight feeling, but I'm improvising the notes, you know, over the progression that's there. But then I'm taking so that's the jazz one. I'm going to be playing very classical, but the classical one, like the Chopin waltz, I'm going to be swinging it.
Oh, I see.
So it's going to be a kind of like a bang, and I'm doing that with Bach, and I'm doing it with Beethoven. I'm doing it for Elise tonight. You know, this is, I have a lot of things I'm working on right now, but they're not ready to promote yet. I have a trio album that I did called Ground Midnight. That's the first tune we're starting with, which is a little bit like that. I'm using classical and compositional techniques, like a 12-tone scale or different things, and I'm putting that into jazz. I'm always searching for something to bring me somewhere into it just helps me in a way. I find it attracts people, but also helps me. Sometimes a blank page can just be a blank page, you know, and it's like point A to point B, and you get a little bit kind of like, where am I going to go? And that's okay. But at the same time, if you have a concept like in Ground Midnight, I've taken a bass line, and the bass line repeats over and over again, like a canon Pachelbel, canon de
Les
Pachelbel.
canons de Pachelbel.
Canon de Pachelbel.
Yes.
So I've taken that concept, but I put it into jazz, and I play a Round Midnight over it. So that's why I call it Ground Midnight. So that album's out, and if you want to get it, it's out there on the internet somewhere.
Awesome. Well,
Again,
thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much.
Well,
and have a good show. Have a good show
there.
tonight. Thank you for
you
being
so
here.
much. Okay.